Hello Aries, Aries Rising and Aries Moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting August 14th, 2017. And just so you know ahead of time, I'm using a different deck than the Llewellyn deck I was using just last week. I'm actually putting that through a bit of a cleanse right now, so we're going back and we're using the Mystical Cats Tarot that I was using in the autumn of last year. It's one of my standbys, just in case I feel like something needs some clearing, and that's what I'm doing here with that other deck this weekend. So, again, quick reminder for everybody, if you do want to get a session with me, or you want to get a copy of the Tarot Home Study course, you can do so at my website, integrativemysticism.com. Everything is laid out for you, easy peasy, so you don't have to worry about any kind of super complicated procedures and getting that all taken care of. But let's get started here with what's going on with this week for you. Now this week it's all about Venus. It's all about Venus in the sky, and on Tuesday, it's not so great. It could be managed though, I'll be honest. You know me, I like to be honest with people. And on Tuesday we do have Venus in your 4th house of home and family forming an opposition to Pluto, currently retrograde in your 10th house of career. And this can usually show up where sparks of jealousy, insecurity, or possibly just pettiness shows up on either the work or on the family front over a gain that you have this week. So we do have some good news. This could be a breakthrough at work or a breakthrough when it comes to the home front for you, but it may not necessarily actually bring out the most encouragement. It may actually bring out some negativity from colleagues and family members. You know, if you have a colleague who may be jealous of the fact that maybe you're happily in the relationship you want to be in, or the family situation you want to be in, or a family member who is not exactly supportive of where you are in your career because of their performance or lack thereof in their own situation, a breakthrough for you may actually stir up those feelings for them. And believe me, this energy, you know, it is rooted in a lot of envy. So make sure that you're not going out of your way to live off of praise and encouragement this week. You might not get it, and you know what? The test could be you're going to keep succeeding and do just fine without it. On Thursday, we've got Venus, yet again, in that 4th house of home and family, forming a bit of a square to Jupiter, currently in your 7th house of your closest one-on-one relationships and partnerships. Alright, remember the 7th house is all about your BFF, business partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, roommate, all the people you spend all that closest one-on-one time with. And it does look like we've got two good things that need to somehow come together. This can actually be a good angle, but it makes things very, very busy. You may be finding out on a good front that a lover or a spouse and a family member are suddenly getting a lot closer, breaking bread and making peace, but you've got to be able to make time to keep the good vibes going there. There also could be good news about a best friend or, you know, again, a romantic partner or a business partner having some kind of breakthrough that does bring some good fortune into you and your home and your family. Or an opportunity to finally integrate maybe our friendship circle and our love circle. But things get a little bit hectic around this because there can be too much of a good thing. There could be a lot of energy going on all at once. So don't binge, let's spread it out over the next few weeks to come. So, what is going on with your cards then this week? Well, for your spiritual advice, we do have the card of the Seal. Now, the seal is kind of interesting because when we look at the mythology of the seal in this deck, this is talking about, you know, not fearing taking a plunge. Alright, now this can actually indicate a situation where, again, think about what we talked about with Tuesday's astrology. We're going places that may not necessarily rub a colleague or a relative the right way. If we fear that maybe a colleague's negativity is going to demotivate us, you know, when it comes to how we handle things at work, or perhaps a family member's approval or disapproval of our conduct is going to somehow mar or maybe jinx a plan, you know, or jinx something we've got going on, this is different. You know, this is saying, you know what, screw it, okay? Do not be afraid to take that plunge. Sometimes the seal can show up where our fear of disapproval, a lack of endorsement, you know, you've got to learn how to live without cheerleaders. You've got to learn how to live without coaches and motivational speakers because you know what, in real life, you know, that's just not what's out there all the time. And sometimes, you know, Spirit will deny you that because you need to have that motivation and that, you know, that independent determination and that resolve come from within. Kind of like how Rambo has the independent resolve to always show up for your guys' videos, right? Alright, so what's going on with your Earth sector when it comes to your work and finances? Well, for your Earth sector when it comes to your work and finances, we do have the High Priestess upright. And so it does look like some good news coming your way at the office. It looks like somebody's actually stepping in and doing something on your behalf. We do have some kind of third-party interference that actually does bring some kind of payoff your way. Usually with the High Priestess, this does indicate somebody who's either walked the path you're trying to go down, maybe somebody who's actually worked in the position that you've just acquired or the one that you're looking for. Somebody who has a bit of a cheat sheet for you. This could actually spell good news as far as actually, again, learning how to do things more efficiently, getting the job, or possibly getting the right word into the right ear. Usually with the High Priestess upright, this person has sort of the quick fix, but it's the right fix at the same time. It's more of an Occam's razor. The simplest answer is usually the correct one here. And when we see the High Priestess, it's kind of saying, you know, when this person offers to be sort of your mentor, you need to be able to be there and allow somebody to mentor you through this. So that's always a stroke of good luck. For your communications with air, when it comes to your friends, your relatives, the others in your life, again, we have the Nine of Swords, reversed, a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety over nothing, okay? And this can be, again, sparked on by some of the jealousy and some of the envy we saw in the astrology. Sometimes the Nine of Swords reverse can often show up when a person is invoking melodrama, you know, and all kinds of, you know, energy like that to kind of get attention. You know, sometimes you have that very, very, you know, cry for attention, cry for help kind of energy coming from somebody, but the Nine of Swords reversed is not saying that this is something super serious. So this does look a little bit more on the petty side. He or she may be acting out or acting in, you know, maybe even doing sort of a quiet subterfuge or, you know, or just stirring the pot where it's not necessary. And I think a lot of it does have to do with them either being, you know, envious or jealous of you, or you may actually be watching them treat another person you both care for this same way. And sometimes it's subconscious. It's, you know, it's just something, if they're not conscious, if a person can't deal with their crap if they're not even conscious enough to see their own crap. Something I've had to learn. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Emperor card upright. And there may be some challenges going on this week when it comes to you being actually thrown in the role of calling shots where you don't want to be responsible for other people and what other people do. And this may be something that you are not happy about because it almost feels like it's sort of just shoved off on you if you get turned into de facto leader, de facto captain of the ship. Sometimes that can be a very, very stressful thing to do, and maybe you just wish more people could do without that. But the Emperor card upright is, I'm not seeing another person. I'm getting a very, very strong vibe that this is you. Being elevated, in a sense, you know, to the role of the leader of the guy or gal in charge. But I do think that what's going to end up happening is that, you know, you may not necessarily feel comfortable being the one calling those shots or having that kind of responsibility, which I get. For your emotions with water, with your romantic life, we do have the Hermit upright. And this card can actually be very, very interesting because we do see a romantic partnership or partnership potential through a shift in attitude of what you're used to getting from a partner or from a crush, okay? If you're looking for somebody new, this would definitely be somebody who's outside the crowd. This is not somebody who wants to be in the in crowd. This, you know, this is not somebody who wants to actually be a part of the bigger goings on. This is the kind of more of the wallflower, contemplative, watch from afar kind of energy. And you may actually find that you are resonating with this person about the fact that, you know, this person is outside of that culture, outside of that world. And that actually is a good thing. You know, I think that when we have somebody who's outside that area, we kind of get a better perspective on what that actually is and what it is or is not to us. For those of you who are currently coupled, your partner is definitely going to be embodying that energy, and he or she may, you know, turn into a bit of the voice of reason this week. For, you know, you need to pay attention to what they are saying about things that they're observing when it comes to either your career, Rambo just bumped the camera, your career life, your work life, your family life. You know, if you can't trust yourself or the impressions that you're getting, Your partner's going to be giving some insight about things that you don't necessarily see, and it may actually be vital. So that is your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session with me, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com.